I got in 3. Okay, gonna be trying something. Welcome to another episode of the Have We Made It Yet podcast. 歡迎大家聽聽 Have We Made It Yet podcast for the Cantonese listeners. And for the Mandarin listeners, 歡迎大家聽聽 Have We Made It Yet podcast.
Yes, very good.
That covers up all our 3 major, or no, there should be more, should there?
Yeah, I guess we should do it in French, en français.
Okay.
Bienvenue. Oh, no, that's not right. Bienvenue. Have we made it yet podcast? That's, we should do it. What does have we made it yet even translate into Mandarin or Cantonese? Like, what is that translation? It's
你整得美啊，
我们成功了吗? I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know. It's just like, have we accomplished? But I don't think that's the right translation.
Again, welcome to the Have We Made It Yet podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, the actor Lucas Singh. Again, this is a podcast that features actors, creatives, comedians as we go through the process of making it. I'm joined by my co-host,
comedian Josh Yang. I am the co-host, and yes, exactly what Lucas said. This is about kind of recording our little journey, because we both kind of started pretty recently, and see where it goes, but also to ask other creatives, other people within the industry about how making it is going to be like. So, I mean, usually off the top, we always ask each other, Lucas, have you made it yet?
Absolutely no. This week has actually been kind of disappointing. I haven't had an audition in 2 weeks. Yeah, so I'm trying to ride that out, and it's actually taking like a mental toll, kind of emotional toll on me. I know it might sound petty, but I really miss acting, Josh.
Oh, I agree. I miss doing comedy.
Mr. Josh Yang, have you made it yet?
I have not made it yet. Oh my God. In fact, I've gotten a cough for the last couple episodes, so that's actually probably not helping me make it, because I have to rely on this voice. But no, haven't made it yet. But you know what? Update. Comedy is coming back to Toronto. So it seems like some of the bars are opening up. There are some shows finally coming back this weekend. I don't know exactly when I'll start doing it again. I think maybe after the first few weeks or months, when things, kind of clear up a bit and see what the situation is like, and then see what happens. But yeah, it seems like some bars are starting. Some shows are starting to come back.
Woo! Dude, that's actually exciting to hear, because we're in phase 3 now. So at least hopefully we don't really screw it up before the fall season hits.
Yeah, but I imagine the fall season won't be better. But who knows?
Dude.
Yes.
Our guest today. Hot damn. All right. So this guest. Okay. First off, he's a multi-talented musician, actor, and stunt performer. And to be honest, I'm really excited to have him on the show, just because he has something big on his plate that's currently being put out to the universe right now. It's kind of exciting. It is. So I first met him on the show HWMIY. That just recently premiered on the Smithsonian Channel and later on Netflix. Hopefully this year.
Netflix. First one of us to get something on Netflix.
No doubt.
Yeah,
waiting for your comedy special though.
My non-existent comedy special that will be years down the road, even if I even attempt this any further into a realm of, but yes, we can all dream.
Yeah,
we can all dream,
dude. Yeah. So I first met this next guest. Okay, so him and I were on that same show, and I remember. So I arrived at base camp of the set of that show, and had hair and makeup done, and was whisked away to set because I was only hired to be a background performer that day. I was expecting an easy paycheck just to stand in my samurai gear and just look tough, like a bouncer, you know.
Mm.
I got to set. I got dressed up in my samurai wear, and there I saw our guest sitting in the most prominent, classy but authoritative stance. Like he was like mid meditation, but it looked like he was about to kill somebody, which he was about to, because in that show he was playing a warlord. It was insane. He was stern, like Bane from Batman, and I was immediately intimidated by his presence, because when you first meet someone like that, it's like, oh shit, he's like Tom Hardy. He's like intense with character. Again, he was playing a major warlord, so he was definitely in character. And from that point, I knew that he was a professional. He knew what he was doing. Once I sat in my position, the director asked me, "Do you speak Japanese?" I quickly said no, but an on-set advisor quickly gave me a phoneticized text that he wanted me to speak. So I just panicked, and I tried to memorize as much as I can. The director yelled action, and I quickly spoke some gibberish as I was trying to not break character. So it's just like, Amadisa Tama, Ara, whatever I could figure out. And I spoke some gibberish and trying not to break character the whole time. But also thank you for our guest right there for not breaking character and being incredibly accommodating, because thank you. He's a friend, again, an actor, a stunt performer, a confident on set, and you can see him as Oda Nobutomo on the Smithsonian channels and Netflix's Age of Samurai. Please welcome Clarence Cheng.
Yay!
Thank you for the introduction.
Clarence, how you feeling, man?
Pretty good today. It was really warm today. Went out for a ride a little bit, and then just went back just to get some sun.
Nice, man, nice.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. As we start off with every guest and every interview that we have, Mr. Clarence Cheng, have you made it yet?
I gotta say, this quarantine and this pandemic has been a very big challenge, especially for all of us, and especially for all of us in the show business, because it is very hard not to be out there and going. And I speak for all of us that, you know, since gyms aren't open, the physique has pretty much declined. But I gotta say, like, it's been a very emotional challenge and journey in this quarantine, because it really, it depends on the individual, but it really gives that aspect and a lot of self-reflection, you know. And I have made it that part where I actually had a lot better relations with my parents, a lot of more communication, so I feel really good about that. Fitness-wise, I try to go out and jog as much as I hate jogging.
Yeah.
Really hate jogging. It's so boring. Yeah, and also I joined a stunt team I think a month ago, and my fitness physique has been coming back, so I've been learning a lot of new skills, did some like little mini projects, but yeah, so I'm like maybe 50% there. Made it.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for Josh and I both, like we basically on every episode that we have, we just lament the downward spiral that this quarantine has really done for our crafts. But yeah, like to your point, it is hard to maintain positivity, but there are other avenues to channel that type of energy. In yours, it's communicating better with your parents. I guess for me, it's like communicating better with my girlfriend and everything. And I'm sure different with Josh too.
Yeah, I communicate better with myself now.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, you know, you gotta respond better.
Yeah.
You can do it. No, I can't. Yes, you can. And it's just the whole thing.
You know, it actually is a very big mental barrier this pandemic has, you know, been giving to us. But I think especially what's going on in the world, especially in the States, it's
Mhm.
crazy there right now. I don't know how. Like I pray and wish them the best, and but I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad nothing crazy has been going on here. So I'm really thankful for that.
No doubt, man. Just like from the very beginning with your craft and what got you into wanting to
Mhm.
do film and acting and also stunt work, were there any things in your teenage years that prompted you to go into this sort of path?
Um, I have done some years of martial arts with my friends in high school. And for me, as like watching all those films, all those action stuff, those really get to me. Like, though they make me full, like they make me, be who I am on set, and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do this for a living. But reality kicks in. It's like, no, you can't do this yet. You got to make money first. I'm like, fine. So I took up violin for around 20 plus years, and
Wow.
I started doing like the Royal Conservatory, did like all the music theory, and started teaching violin as well. So I was trying to pursue it. But then it came to a point in life where, okay, you know what, you've had enough of this. Now let's get you onto this. So,
Yeah.
which the show business, which is really quite grateful for. So, but yeah, no, I've been trying to do this as a kid, trying to, especially learning different tricks
Mm-hmm.
and like, flips and stunts and stuff like that. So,
Dude, I meant to ask you this like later on in this podcast, but what were your major influences for stunting and everything? Were there any specific stunters that you're like, I want to be that dude or girl?
the one that caught my attention was Scott Atkins when he was doing those crazy flips for Wolverine, X-Men Origins.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was doing the Deadpool stuff. Yeah, he was doing all those like the side flips, all those double kicks. I'm like, wow, I want to do that one day. So that
Wow.
what really got me into it. And my second influence is Donnie Yen.
Oh, classic. Give it up to the OG.
Yeah.
Give up the OG, man. Like his expression in film, and especially his own stunts and choreo, really blew me away. So it really inspired me to learn stunts and choreo, and feel what it feels like to be in their shoes doing this kind of stuff. And honestly, it feels amazing.
Crazy. Well, that's good to hear. Somebody got some positive influence out of X-Men Origins.
I know
That
there's been a lot of hate for Deadpool.
that was a terrible movie. I mean, I don't know if it's great but like, yeah, overall, I think we could all agree that wasn't a great. But hey, the stunts were good.
Oh, the stunts were amazing.
Yeah,
that's all I got from the movie. Everything else is like, what just happened?
yes, that's the one little beacon of hope in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Which is
God.
all the cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, dude. Like on speaking of stunts, have you had any crazy injuries?
Yes. But it's only during training.
Oh, okay.
So I did injure my left knee, and it's where my MCL is. But
Oh, God.
good thing I didn't fracture it, but I did tear the ligament, so I'm still dealing with that right now. And yeah, that's actually the one injury that I got from production.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you also about, because we're here. We met through Age of Samurai. Great show that everyone has to go check out after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. What was your audition process like, and how did you basically, yeah, how did you actually arrive on the show and get that part?
Okay, so how I got to that on the show is do you remember Simon Lee?
Yeah. On set.
Yeah. So great guy. He actually asked me about auditioning for this show.
Nice.
And I'm like, huh. because I'm still training and stuff, so like, you know, doing a lot of self-improvement. But so he told me about it and he asked me to audition for it. Like, he actually helped me do like headshots, you know, resumes and stuff like that. So he really, you know, guided me and opened the door for me, you know. And so I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, what do I have to lose? You know, you know, I tried. You know, you can't know if you don't try.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, so the auditioning process is, you know, I went there on the audition date, and it was at the Monkey Vault gym.
The audition was at the Monkey Vault gym?
Yeah, right when it's almost like on the grand opening. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Okay. For all the listeners who don't know this place, it's like a place with just like flat boards and everything, some trampolines, and a lot of like gymnast type of stuff, right?
Yeah, it does have a good space for a spring floor, and it also has all these obstacles for parkour, stuff like that. So it's like a brand new gym. So in that time, the audition, you know, it was pretty sick. Yeah, had a lot of old friends there. Yeah. But yeah, so like the process for the audition was, I showed up there, and there's actually 4 sections. So the first section was the acting session, section. The other part was obviously it was the paperwork and stuff. But the other part was, you know, showing them how we do like stunt falls, and also fight choreo.
Yeah.
And the other section was the sword section. And yeah, so they have us, you know, have a partner, grab a sword, and then they'll teach us this choreo, and then we just do it. And then they'll record for us too. So.
Yeah. Damn. So was it a whole group of you guys doing the same choreo?
Pretty much. Wow. Yeah. And I'm seeing as, you know, obviously just like looking at everyone's different skill set and how they react to choreo as well. So.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, how do you, even when you're auditioning, or like you're a stunt coordinator who's trying to figure out his stunt team, like, what are the things like you look for in those type of auditions if you're trying to figure out, you know, I want this stunt person to fall because I like the way they fall, as opposed to this stunt person because I don't like the way how their body is reacting. Like, what is the mindset going into like figuring out different like stuntmen and stuff?
So what I can tell from personal experience and training right now with the stunt team, people really look for like stunters to like to be really part of the production. So it's not only just, or, you know, sitting around waiting, you know, or waiting to be, we're there to help out too. So how we did on AOS, you know, we helped with the wardrobe, you know, taking things, you know, people are looking for that team, you know, that team, what do you call it?
Camaraderie.
Basically, like working together.
Cool.
You know, so that's like, cause like, our stunt coordinator actually was telling us that, like, you know, people just don't hire for stunts or, you know, stuff like that, you know, so like they'll actually appreciate, you know, people that will help out in the production. But aside from that, you know, that's just on the side note, but I think that's an important note to take in, especially if you're in a stunt team. If you want to get hired again, then they want to look for that. Also, yes, you have to have your skills. You have to have your break falls. You have to know how to take a hit, how to take a fall. You know, and you really, there's like all the technique that you've been training for has to be in motion on the job as well. And if they see that you're not really sure, and there's a possibility they won't hire you again.
Right. I imagine as well, like, it has to look natural enough for like it to be believable. Like, you got to believe that actually hurts or whatnot.
Oh yeah, you know, that's where, you know, especially for stunt coordinators or stuntmen or stunt women, acting does come into it naturally because we've been training for that, right? We've been training how to take hits, how to like, you know, really seem like it's there, but it's not. So it's like it's like moving magic.
Yeah.
You know, how it depends on where the camera's placed, but everything comes into place altogether.
Nice. Like, just from like my own WWF background, when I used to like watch it a lot, I remember like one of the best bits that I loved about The Rock was how he sold like being hit and everything like that.
Oh,
You know, like when he was stunned by the Stone Cold Stunner.
yep.
Oh my God, he like just trampolined off, like it was insane. And I just love how he sold hits. Is that something that you take into your craft when you're stunting?
In a way, yes. And I think that the thing is with WWE way back then, they had their whole like skill level up there, you know, because one, obviously there's no cameras around them and there's no big screen, like it's all open arena.
Oh, true.
So
Okay. That's what you mean. Yeah.
in a way they had to make it look real.
Yeah.
Especially with the 20 feet fall in the ring. I don't know how they pulled that off. They probably went for it. You know, no stun pads, no protective gear, nothing. So, you know, thinking back then, I'm like, damn, are those guys stunts?
Or
there's like no wire. There's no wires as well. So it's like there's no stunt coordinator. They're just going all out with that. But there is some aspect of wrestling in there, but majority is just like all show.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, props to them. Props to them.
Yeah. It does always blow my mind to see those things like falls or like literally throwing a full body onto somebody else. Like the physics of it should make that hurt, but like they keep doing it over and over, like actual jumping, hitting. It's like at a certain point, it's not even you're just beating each other up physically, and then making sure that at least the one that looks good is on camera.
Oh my God! Imagine how many times I have to do that.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
It is, and honestly, like with that, you know, in mind, during production, like you're doing falls that you have to do like 20 times.
Oh.
Yeah,
but you're doing that with protective gear, but still your body has its limits.
Yeah.
And that's the thing us stunt guys have to work around. We have to still keep our mind in the film, and we have to keep our spirits up still, you know, okay, you know, you want to do this again? Okay, fine. You just got to power through, you know, but still rely on your training and your techniques to keep you safe. And
on that note, though, like AOS, Age of Samurai, did have some pretty big stunt sequences. Like you guys are riding on horses and everything like that, big battle scenes and all that stuff too. Without giving any major spoilers away or anything like that, were there any major sequences that you thought like really pushed yourself to stay in a good mindset but still commit to a good performance?
I think the only one that I had was when I was the warlord and I had to fight Masayoshi. And obviously, like the atmosphere there, I'm not sure if were you there? It was
I don't think there was.
I don't remember seeing it there. But we were filming in this winery basement.
Cool.
And it was very old there. So all you see is like dust all around you. That's the other thing, you know, for that the atmosphere and how the environment is. We have to adjust to that like automatically.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a time where he had to just kick me down so many times, and especially they had to change cameras, so changing shots. So I had to do that over and over and over again, like crash on my knee, and then but I find it enjoyable at the same time. So I actually don't have a problem with that. But yeah, there are times when you really have to mentally battle yourself, and you know what, this is your job. You know, you're getting paid for this. Do the best you can and just pull through. That's it.
Damn, man, I'm so excited to see that scene. That scene was intense.
I got cut in the throat too, so you're gonna see that too.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
you heard it here first, guys.
Money shot. That's what you want. You want the money shot.
Sword right out of my neck. Blood.
God damn, man. Hair and makeup department on that shit, on that series, man. They did a good job, too.
Especially those cherry bloods. Just like going right in your mouth.
Oh, man. No, I actually might be giving a spoiler away. I was about to ask you another thing, but never mind.
Yeah, we don't want to get away too much.
Yeah. People need to go watch it on the Smithsonian channel. That's exactly. Yeah. But I do have a question about that, because like the stunt teams on all these different productions, right? You have to have like a specific focus, and I know it's probably ends up being very tight atmosphere also within the team. I'm wondering, like, if you could describe within kind of how like the different mentalities of a production crew, like you're gonna have the actors are gonna be a little different than like the PAs or hair and makeup or sound or lighting, like the stunt crew. Like, how would you describe kind of the vibe that the stunt crew on a production generally has, like socially, like as in communication, working together?
That's a very good question. You know, all stunt teams are very different. And especially communication, but the most important thing is we have to keep is obviously professionalism. You know, because for my stunt team, you know, because we know each other a lot, you know, we tend to joke around and stuff like that. But when there's a serious moment, we automatically shut off. Like we are like kind of like robots. So like, okay, we're ready to work. But you know, there are some production companies that I feel can be very they can be very impatient with that, depending on what projects they're doing. And I feel like the atmosphere would change quick. Like obviously there'd probably be drama, you know. And another thing is too, there is a lot of politics happening in the stunt community. Because of there's so many rules, especially with union and non-union. But yeah, it really depends on who you're working with. But from my experience, it hasn't been too bad. Like, you know, everyone's been working together. You know, again, you know, stunt, you know, is helping out with, you know, wardrobe, you know, getting stuff, equipment, and stuff like that. You know, if they need something at bag, you know, it depends on the individual, but in the long run, everyone's trying to help each other.
Yeah. On that note too, I'm sure within the team itself, there's a lot of trust.
Yes, absolutely. Because that's what all those trainings have been for. Especially train together, you know, we're trying to not only train together, but we're actually like getting to know each other, especially on an emotional and mental level, because, you know, everyone's, especially in their past, you know, what they've been dealing with, you know, it comes onto the gym, and then at the end of the day, it's who's going to be there to help you, especially when you're down. Absolutely. And honestly, I'm going to rely on these guys for a long time. So,
oh my god,
cool.
Kind of switching gears a bit. I'm just doing some research on you and everything like that, and the main thing is your Instagram that I was just perusing through. I noticed that family is a really big portion of your life, your identity, and who you identify with, and everything like that too. We touched upon a brief bit upon that about the quarantine, but how did your parents initially take it when you said you wanted to go into stunting and go into film and TV?
Okay, so before I did all of this, I'll get back to that question. I actually, my dad and my parents, we all went to background acting.
Oh, the whole family?
Just my mom, my parents, and I.
Oh, cool. Oh.
Yeah. He actually had a friend that has an agent, like a modeling agent. So, you know, he got into this Chinese, I think it's a Chinese documentary, and my dad was just there in the background playing his instrument.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool, you know, to see him there on screen. And my mom had a couple of shots in, I think, a couple of TV shows that she did. And then for me, I actually did a few months in Rookie Blue. And Pixels, the movie Pixels.
Oh, Adam Sandler, that one.
Yeah. I was actually the military guy, and I'll send a pic later on too. Like I was actually walking across. And another one I did was like I did with my violin. It was like an arthritis commercial, and they just had me to play there. But yeah, so they didn't think I was going to be in show business. And then ever since then, once I started doing a lot of training, doing like, martial arts tricking, martial arts, I just found out about this audition for HWMIY and thought, hey, might as well, put my skills into good use. And so, yeah.
Nice. Damn. Okay, so it sounds like it's pretty receptive if both your parents are like aspiring, or at least like have the openness to try out something like that.
Pretty much. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, it's I mean, at least it's like when you describe things to them, they'll have a conception of what that means, right?
Oh yeah.
Like for me in comedy, I think this is something I noticed with a lot of different Asian comedians as well. When they tell their parents, and like their parents are trying to figure out what it is you're even doing on stage, they always describe it as, so how's your talk show? Or it's like, it's like, oh yeah, your talk show was good. It was good. Did people like your talk show? It's like, that's not what it is. I'm not sitting there. I'm not having guests on. It's not that talk show, but it's like it's so common amongst like Asian, and I think from what I've noticed, Chinese as well, that like there must be something with that translation or just that concept where it's like the first thing you are able to describe is talk show. It's not stand up. It's not like, comedy per se. It's just talk show. That's like the first conceptual image like a lot of immigrant parents or immigrant families would have on it. So I think, I mean, that probably helps as well. Like the concept of like stunts and action, like with Hong Kong cinema, like that's a lot more easier to grasp than like one person, talking with a microphone. But like, how's like, I mean, I assume your parents might have seen, Hong Kong cinema, Asian action, all that kind of stuff.
For sure, yeah, they did. Mostly my dad, because he was just collecting various martial art movies.
Yeah.
But I really agree with the fact, comedy isn't very well known in the Asian community because, let's face it, all Chinese parents or families, they expect to be, have like the normal, jobs, like engineer and stuff like that, construction, doctor and all that stuff. But with stunts and comedian, like, it's obviously it's very well known in Hong Kong industry, but yeah, it's actually maybe a little bit harder in the comedy category because it's more like kind of Western.
Oh yeah.
But I understand the aspect, but I guess at the end of the day, all you just got to do is trying to follow your dreams.
Yeah, or like get them to come to see shows and explain it to them.
Or yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Just about to wrap up here about that last thing that you just said about just following your dreams there. Of course, like when we're set out on this whole journey, we have aspirations of like winning awards or like getting our first $1 million or whatever like that. But on this journey that you are on, and in the journey of making it, how was that concept changed along the whole journey?
Like with my training and everything?
Oh, no, sorry. How has the process of making it, how has that changed along your journey?
Definitely for one thing is joining the stunt team. Actually, AJ actually helped. Yeah, he actually helped me get into it. Oh. Yeah, but so it actually gave me something more self-worth because I have something that I have that I'm actually going to work towards my future
Nice.
career.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, I've been just giving out my all, especially the training sessions that we're having. And now I'm actually going to, with this journey, I'm actually going to pursue my art as well. I'm going to make trying to build my website and trying to get art out there. And so, yeah, I have a couple things going on for me. Music wise, I'm just going to put on hold for now. Especially right now, the industry is, people are very sketch about like one-on-one, lessons and stuff. So that's going to be on hold. But other than that, I still have my art, and I still have my son. So I'd say I'm good to go.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
And just to follow up on that, I do have a kind of a question in terms of like, making it and the goal, or it's like maybe there's a seminal moment, because I imagine for actors or actresses, it's like getting that one role that's like really juicy, or that one scene that's like allows you to really flex your muscle, or like for comedians, it's like, being able to perform on a stage at like Madison Square Garden, do stadiums or whatever. But from like, say like a stunt performer's like mentality in terms of like trying to achieve like the epitome of what a stunt can be, like is there that kind of goal setting as well when it comes to trying to be like, oh, I want to be able to do this big stunt. I want to say I did this huge stunt where like I fall from like a skyscraper, or it's like a huge pyrotechnic explosion. It's like, that's kind of the pinnacle of that field. Is there something like that for you?
Definitely yes. And I think the way to go at that is, because I have a team, I should be, communicating to them and saying, you know what, I'm going to try this. Let's just say, let's do this stair fall, or something like that, and it, honestly, they'll be down to do it. And it's just practice at the end of the day. You have to actually do it until you know that you're, qualified. And I think, that's how basically, like, no matter like different various moves, you have to actually practice doing that, and especially filming it too, because who knows one day if we'll be stunt coordinators or, ADs or anything like that. But practice is important. And especially not just saying it, but you have to do it as well.
Absolutely.
That's
cool.
And that's the mentality of a stunt performer.
Right. Do you have like a cool stunt in your mind that you definitely want to tick off on your bucket list?
Like a helicopter jump or something.
Ooh, or like stunt driving, or stunt driving might be completely separate, but or like some kind of huge explosion where you're, who knows?
I'd be down to like, jump out of an exploding building.
Yeah.
Dope.
Nice.
As long as they're like a big mattress outside.
Yeah.
I can't just ban that.
Or in wrestling, I mean, you just got to do it. I mean, there's no wires. You just got to take it. You got to get those 3rd-degree burns. There'll be like a sign of respect. I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like they rehearse that stuff.
They must. Yeah. But there is still something mental and physical about like just straight up jumping down like 10 feet, 20 feet, where it's like nothing's there for you, buddy. You're gonna have to take the fall.
I mean, they're getting paid a lot of money for that, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if this amount of money would be worth a broken spine.
Yeah.
Health is wealth, guys. Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. I really do agree with that.
Dude, since we just keep on talking, sorry, I just got to say it though. When Undertaker threw Mankind off the Hell in a Cell,
oh my God,
blew my damn mind when I was 13 years old, man.
Okay, that's another one to keep in mind then. I gotta tell that to my team. We gotta do this. We gotta do the scene.
And the only thing that he had to land on was the announcer's table. Mankind. Mick Foley, man. What a guy.
I can't even, big respect to those guys that are doing that kind of stuff, especially influenced us all stunters. You know how to do that, but safely.
Yeah, yeah.
Most definitely.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Awesome. Let's do that word association.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's do it up. Josh, you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I can definitely go first. Okay, so I'm gonna do 10 words. Clear your mind of everything related stunts. Go to your zen state, and then after every word that I say, just say the first thing that comes to your mind. It can be one word. It doesn't have to be one word, or like you could describe an image. But what's the first thing that comes to your mind after each of these words that I say?
Okay.
Great. So first word: family.
Love.
Next word: pineapple.
Fruit.
Rain.
Weather.
Alone.
Depressed.
Motivation.
Strong.
Kumquat.
What? What?
Kumquat. It's a vegetable slash fruit slash. I've been meaning to look it up.
He told me the answer too.
It's a good. I mean, it's just the first thing that comes to your kumquat. What is that? So that was good. Next word: mountain.
Landscape.
Tightrope.
String. I'm not sure about that.
All right. Satisfied.
Fulfilling.
Ending.
Done.
Nice.
All right, cool. Those are my 10 words.
All right.
He's gonna check my personality too.
Yes.
Check what my personality is.
Clarence has no personality because he doesn't know what a kumquat is. All right, you ready, man? You lose. You
all right.
Zendo?
Yep, I'm
all right,
ready.
Okay. All right. First word: look.
Sight.
Feel.
Try.
Hurt.
Pain.
Touch.
Feel.
Mind.
Thought.
Blue.
Color.
Help.
Sorry, what was that?
Help.
Assist.
Charge.
Forward.
Nice. I like that. Heal.
Save.
Clarence.
Me.
Awesome. I was hoping for a
I don't know how to
one-word.
answer that. You got me on the spot there.
Yeah.
Clarence Thomas of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that was the answer. Clarence Thomas of the Supreme Court of the United States. Yep.
I don't know about that.
Thank you so much for doing this, Clarence.
Yes.
Really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Josh. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
Really good pleasure.
What are your handles and where can people find you?
People can find me on my personal Instagram account, which is stuntman_Chang90. And or you can look up my Facebook. It's Clarence Cheng. And yeah.
And do you have any projects as well coming up soon, or other than like the Age of Samurai? Any other
Well, right now we're just trying to still, we're still training, we're still practicing, but there hasn't been a word about any production going on yet. So, but we're preparing for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely good luck on that. Yeah. Lucas, what are your handles?
People can find me at Lucas John Ing on Instagram and on Facebook. Again, Ing is 2 letters, Nancy Golf. The one last name that doesn't have any vowels.
Last name doesn't have any vowels?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. NG. Yeah.
NG.
All right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Josh.
And yeah, for me, if I'm Josh Yang Comedy, or if you don't know about my additional second podcast, Sleep with Josh, you can also look that up. This week, I read the 99 bottles of beer on the wall. So I read that for 40 minutes. Maybe that'll help you fall asleep. Who knows? But other than that, also please like, subscribe, share, follow this podcast. Have We Made It Yet podcast? It's at HWMIY podcast across social media and YouTube. So it's not how I Met Your Mother. Don't get it confused, even though it's very easy to confuse. But it's Have We Made It Yet? So great.
Awesome. Perfect. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank
Talk
you.
to you guys later.
Thank you, Clarence.
Thank
Great.
you guys.
See you guys next week.
Peace
See
out.
you guys.